3, 2, 1. I don't know if what I experienced was supernatural, extraterrestrial, or paranormal. All I know is that it happened, and that they are simply things that I can't explain. When I was a kid, a very young kid living in our old house, I used to see a lot of strange things, and the main thing that I used to see was what I have come to be known as shadow people. That is just what I've heard other people call them, and to be honest, it makes perfect sense. It's basically just these people, they look like people, but there is no distinctible features. They just look like shadows that you see. I used to see sort of like shadows flying around my bedroom. Even at a young age, I must have been maybe about 9 or 10, I knew that wasn't right, and so I would try and debunk it. I had this little nightlight that was kind of above this shelf that went over my head, and I'd be sat there playing on my Game Boy, and I would see these shadows sort of like going around my room, and it wasn't constant, but it was just I would see them go past, and I would kind of move my hand in front of the light and try and recreate the shadow, and I couldn't. It's like I would sit there for ages like looking around my room trying to see like when the shadow happened, and then have a look around and see if I could find like a moth or a fly or a gnat or something, and I just never could. And I used to get a lot of nightmares happen in that room, where I just felt like this foreboding presence was coming up the stairs and into my room, and it used to scare me so much because I would never see anything. I would just kind of like sense something was there. You know what, like someone's behind you, you know, you kind of get the feeling like someone's behind you, and that's what I would get, but it would be almost as if it was just this heaviness just filling up my room. Could probably chalk it up to, you know, being sick, like having a high temperature. I know that can make you hallucinate. So, you know, there's some things there in which I probably can explain, but it doesn't explain the woman that I used to see standing at the top of our staircase. Whenever I used to walk past our staircase, if you were walking from anywhere in the house into the front room, you would have to walk past the staircase, and whenever I'd walk past the staircase, in the corner of my eye I would see this woman standing up there, but then every time I would go back to look, she'd be gone, and you could make out enough in your peripheral to see what she looked like. And the strangest thing is that even though they scared me because I knew it was strange and that it wasn't normal, at the same time it didn't scare me in a way that I felt like it was a threatening presence or like a horrible presence. It just kind of felt like she was just kind of flying around and just kind of checking in or just observing you. And so yeah, I never felt threatened or scared in that way, that she was like a scary, you know, a horrible person. It was just scary to kind of look at. It was just a scary thing to experience. I never really sort of told anyone because I just sort of assumed that I was just like, oh, okay, this is just something that happened. And it was only maybe about a couple of years ago that we were talking about weird experiences that had happened to us, me and my family. My mum said, oh, you know, that's really strange. Like, why didn't you tell me that happened? And I just said, well, you know, it was never she never hurt me. I never felt threatened by her. So I just didn't see why I should tell you. Then she basically went on to explain that there was an old woman that did pass away in that house before we moved in, which she just, again, never thought to tell us because I guess we didn't bring up the fact that we were seeing an old woman. In the middle of the conversation, my brother walked in. Wait, you saw the old woman too? And I was like, yeah. Wait, what do you mean too? Like, did you used to see an old woman in the house? He was like, yeah, I used to see an old woman in that house. And honestly, I think my brother's experience with this shadow woman is way scarier than what I experienced in that house.
Hello, you alright?
I need you to tell that really scary story about when you saw her on the stairs.
I must have been about 6 or 7. And yeah, like my room was the other side of the stairs, the toilet was the other side of the stairs. So I'd have to walk past the stairs every night. Yeah, every night I'd go to the toilet. I don't know, I just always felt an energy, and every time I'd walk past, I'd go to the toilet and then come back, but I'd always like be frozen at the stairs. I couldn't walk back to my room. It's like something was forcing me to look down the stairs, and it was just pitch black at the bottom of the stairs. and I always used to see the shadow like walking past, and then like it would disappear and it would come back. Oh, it scared living daylights out of me. And then one night I went to the toilet and sort of stopped at the stairs again. It was like my body was just, I physically had to stop and look. But then this time it sort of passed, and then just stopped in the middle of the stairs. Well, whatever it was, just started coming up the stairs. It was just a black shadow. I couldn't see anything. It was just a black shadow, and it just kept coming up the stairs. So obviously I absolutely bricking it, legged it into my room as I always would. Just went, into my bed, under my quilt, and I could hear it getting like louder. I could hear the footsteps. It was like something out of a scary film. Like you could hear like the boards squeaking. It was just like getting closer and closer, and I could hear it, and it entered my room. It was just like, and I just heard the sort of breathing, and yeah, and I just started screaming. I screamed, and then sort of my mum and dad run in, like, what's the matter? It's mad. Like, I used to see a lot of things as a kid, especially in that house. Yeah, it's something that stuck with me for the rest of my life, really. Don't really like talking about it, but we all experience stuff in the house. Just don't make me talk about it again.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any other scary stories that you would like to tell me and want to be in this video, then either leave me a comment or send me an email or direct message me on either Twitter or Instagram. Send it over, let me know what your story is, send me a video telling me what your story is with the hashtag things I can't explain, or TICE. TICE. I know, catchy, right? But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button so that we can continue this lovely series, because honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving hearing your guys' stories and just general things that you can't explain. That's what makes these things scary, is because you cannot explain it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will bid thee farewell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.